You are live.
Facebook don't want us to be great.
No, not in these streets.
So I don't know what's up with the meta book.
Yeah. We definitely we're live on YouTube. I see that.
You're not on Facebook too.
Is that one of us? Hello, hello. If you are on here, go ahead and let us know you are here. We see that Facebook is acting funny, so we're just trying to see what's going on. I think it's Facebook altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, how you doing?
For some reason, we are, yeah, Facebook does not want us to be great tonight. Are you trying to tell them YouTube? Well, hmm, I guess I could send out a message real quick. Mm-mm-mm. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, something with Facebook.
So I'm telling them real quick. We are on YouTube. All right. So definitely see if some people get in. Hey, everybody in here. I'm definitely liking how you send one message. Whoosh. See what it do. Yes, yes. We see ya. Testing, testing. Hey, hey, Miracle. Mm, 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 mm. All right, we're gonna give it a couple of, well, like a minute. We'll give it a minute. That I don't. Can you tag people on YouTube?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm about to try. Let's see what happens. Mm-mm. I don't think you can. I don't know though, because I'm on the main one. Let's switch accounts. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. Hey, Mia. All right. We're going to give it a couple of seconds here. See if everybody got the message to get on because Facebook is definitely tripping today.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't think you can tag people. Mm. Mm. Hey. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, people know to get over to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, definitely make sure you are subscribed to this channel for moments like this.
Facts.
Because we're not gonna stop giving the sauce just because we run into a hurdle. That's what we have our YouTube channel for. So yes, like I said, make sure push that button, subscribe, turn them notifications on. Hey, Tiffany. All right. So, for those of you that do have questions, go ahead and ask away, and we'll make sure that we get to them. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah. And like. Thank you, Miracle. Thank you.
So, fam, y'all talk to us. Tell me what's on your mind. What questions do you have?
What questions do y'all have? I know y'all have some questions. Do not think any question is dumb or anything, guys. That's what
Somebody
we're here
else,
for.
yeah, somebody else may can benefit from your question as well.
So whether it be the home buying process, because that's what you're going through or wanting to go through, or maybe you are getting over to the business side and you just don't understand something when it comes to building, making sure you're building your business credibly, or even down to getting the accounts itself. Whatever it may be, ask away. Okay, I see a question here. My first question is, what is the recommendation bank to go with to establish a business bank account for someone with poor fare or not enough credit, etc.? If you are a member with Navy Federal, That is definitely a good bank to start with. Of course, I believe it's $100 that you must have to get started with. If you are one of those, you're like, okay, right now I'm just starting off, I'm a little low on funds. I'm gonna tell you one of the banks to look into is DCU, Digital Credit Union. You want to look into them. They actually have a free checking account for businesses. So a free business checking account. So therefore, you can start with nothing. Just make sure you have your documents in hand when you are establishing this, and you can be. It doesn't matter where you're at in the U.S. They service you. I want to go ahead. If you don't do digital, always another one is Truist. 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 They're a really good one as well, and it's free. So you don't have to have any money to get started with their business checking account.
Well, guess that sums that up.
All right. Second question is, what type of risk is consulting as for industry type?
Consulting is low risk. It's low risk, and the risk is really based upon like what's the likelihood that you're going to get a charge back, or and also the secondary thing is what's the likelihood of this business closing like within the first 2 to 5 years or whatever, or 1 to 5.
Right, right. So when you are first starting off, that 1 to 2 mark, they are really like weighing your company out. Once you can pass over 2 years, it it kind of levels out where they're willing to give you more and stuff. But for the first you so that's why you want to make sure that your company is considered low risk instead of a high risk being in that name, because you'll automatically get denied until you are at the 2 year mark, and we don't want that. You need to have funding available to you and business credit available to you right from the jump. All right. Okay. Definitely. I gotcha. Sorry, King.
No, it wasn't a question there.
Oh, okay.
I know with me and my husband's situation, it's going to be a process. He's finally ordered a Discover car. Bro, she had to do you like that. Finally. We finally ordered a Discover card. Do you recommend him applying for a second card as well? He's right here listening with me. If that Discover card is his only one, he absolutely needs to apply for the second
Yes, yes. And I know
one.
it. We had a talk. So yes. Definitely, if get him a second card as soon as possible, just so he has that good structure, because depending on where you're going when it comes to the home buying process, they may want you to have two revolving accounts, so that way, if even if that is the case, he's good.
Big facts, big facts.
Hey everybody that's just tuning in, go ahead, ask those questions. We are here, like I say, y'all are basically getting a free one-on-one with us. So ask those questions. You got both of us this time, not one or the other, or our team. So definitely make sure you ask away.
I like this is an interesting question. When starting a business with your spouse, do you sign up as co-owners or a single member and hire them? What are the pros and cons?
Oh, that is a
Right.
good one. Good. That's a good one, Miracle. You started off, King. King, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I say you go ahead and start it off.
Oh yeah, froze. I didn't know if it was me or you.
Oh,
Um, so it depends. It depends on the situation. So let me tell you some of the pros. You want to go? You want to do cons or pros?
I'll do the cons. That's fine.
All right. So if you do it together, one of the benefits is that now you can utilize each other's credit. So one person could be like a credit partner. What?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, like so one of y'all can be like a credit partner and help fund the business. That'll be a pro for doing it together. Another pro as doing it as a single member. Now you can hire your partner, and now you can show income to like purchase a house and things like that. You know how like when it comes to being like a business owner or starting a new job, if you want to buy a house, you have to have show 2 years worth of tax returns. So it's almost like it's a better situation if you can do all of that in house versus waiting at somebody's job. Speaking of, I got a question, Kyra. You can always back file your taxes, right?
Mhm.
So why couldn't somebody do that in their own company to show 2 years worth of tax returns, file back taxes?
Depends on when they created it, though.
Yeah. So okay, what are the cons of having
All
both
right.
people
So
set
the
up?
cons is now y'all are both like responsible for that. I honestly would say to put one. If y'all don't foresee each other splitting anytime soon, definitely it's okay to put one because now, even though you are over it, that person can still be a funding partner. So when it comes to getting credit, like all you have to do is change up the operating agreement. So now you can put on there like, hey, you own 51% or whatever, or and the other person owns the 49 or whatever. When it so also with that being said, if you are doing one or if you are doing both, you could, depending on who owns more, y'all could go after more funding, more grants out there for you. So let's say you are a minority woman, they have grants set aside each year, the government do, just for a minority woman in business, a woman in business. They have funds set aside if they're a veteran. So I would definitely weigh out like, okay, where can I receive majority of the funding? What are they looking into right now? Women, period. So even if y'all want to both do it, I would put you as at least 51% of that company.
Facts. And if you really want to get savvy with it, you can start this first one by yourself, so it can be 100% owned by a minority woman, and then create a company with him by himself, and now you're contracting with each other.
Facts. It's
Thank
a
you.
lot can go in that one. So that one definitely depending on what y'all have going on. That might be a one-on-one where we can really sit down and say, okay, this is what y'all are doing. Go from there. Because it's a lot of opportunities out there.
Is it okay to close out a subprime card that you have had for 8 years and replace it with two regular cards that aren't subprime and has a higher limit than the subprime card? This is a great question as well.
Yes.
You want to take it?
No, you go ahead. You got it.
So do not close that subprime card until you build that profile completely out. Make sure you have everything that you want. Get your make sure that you get your rewards cards. Make sure you get everything that you want and need. Because once you close that card, your credit is going to take a hard dip. Because 8 years is a long time. There's no way uh, to manipulate the credit score in that way to add years. So make sure that you get everything that you need, everything that you want. And once that profile is completely built out the right way, then and only then will I remove that card.
Right. I agree 100% with King. Definitely do not just close it out and have two regular if that is something they're only a year old or under or whatever. If they don't match them 8 years, then don't do it until that. I would just steady get some gas with it and pay it off.
Oh, I'm going to add one more thing. So, guys, you know how we use that example all the time of how me and Kyra had like identical credit profiles. The only difference was that she had her student loans that added a lot of age to her credit profile. That's what allowed her to get $25,000 credit cards, and I was like less than half that, like 9,000, 9,500 at the time. So you want to keep that 8 year credit history or that 8 year credit card because that's going to allow you to get those higher limits.
Right. All right.
How y'all doing in these streets? Uh, Personally, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I still have a sore throat. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm here. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be able to speak and to give this information and this knowledge from our experiences. So,
Yes, yes. And I'm doing swell.
uh,
Uh-oh. I'm gonna let you do it.
okay, okay, thank you. Do you guys work with any grant writers or know of any? No, when it comes to grant writing on our end of anything that we did, Kyra's always done it. Uh, but if you're trying to get those big bucks, you want to hire a professional. And unfortunately, we don't have anybody that we can like recommend or give our stamp of approval for.
Right, right. If you are in the Credit Cleanse family, I do suggest like you can reach out. That's what that group is for. Y'all don't understand that. I think some of y'all just bypass the group, but that group is really powerful if y'all actually learn to network. The power behind partnering and stuff like that, y'all, that group is amazing. We have some amazing people in there. We have realtors, we have loan officers in there. We actually have people that's in the trucking, doing dispatching, doing taxes, real estate. Like it, y'all, it's some big people in there, but y'all do not utilize that group. That is what it's there for. So, most likely, we could have somebody that is doing grant writing. You just have to use the group, reach out. Somebody will see it. I see a lot of y'all because we get views all the time that y'all are seeing it, but y'all are bypassing it. Honestly, y'all really should be utilizing that group. That is a powerhouse within itself. Imagine if somebody was in the trucking industry and you got somebody else that's doing dispatching and y'all came together because now they didn't got to pay that. They could be paying you. Look at that. Both of y'all leveling up at the same time. What about if somebody's trying to get into real estate and the other person is like, I got the funds, I just don't know where to go? There's a mentor right there that could be helping mentor you. So instead of these people that's offering classes just so you can pay $20,000 just to learn what to do, but they don't even walk you through it, y'all could have somebody right there that y'all pay a fraction of that cost or whatever and go out there and really learn what you do, like what to do, walk with them. So, like I said, that group is a powerhouse within itself, but y'all don't utilize it.
Ms. Miracle said, I love the way that you think. I know. You know what I'm saying? I do this. You probably talk to the child. I just have to put myself there. We feeling left out. What's the best card to start my 18-year-old with? The card that you choose. At the end of the day, what's the card isn't important as the relationship with the bank. So if you're able to get into Navy Fed, I want them to get with Navy Fed because you're going to get the maximum benefit. Or like Kyra suggested earlier, when you said digital federal credit union,
Mm-hmm.
you want them to have a relationship with a good bank. A card is a card is a card. And once you're like, when you're 18, like you're new at the credit game, the sky's the limit. So I want to go where I'm going to be the most appreciated. I want to go where I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. So you have
Right.
to determine, what bank that is for you. And it may be Chase, because like I'm not, even though we say Navy Fed, Chase is still a good bank to start a relationship with because they have a plethora. They have pound for pound some of the best credit products.
Right. But if you're wanting them to be able to really build it out, yes, get those Chase, get the Bank of America, stuff like that. But you also want to have your credit unions at hand. Being
Facts.
a member is way different than being just a number, a client. Okay, they have $1 million clients, so multi-million dollar billionaires. Do you really think that they care about what you got really going on? You a number to them. When you have a credit union, you are it doesn't matter if there's a billionaire there or y'all all are looked at the same. As long as you are hitting those markers, those data points, then okay, sky's the limit. All right, you've been doing well. Let's go ahead and give you a $10,000 rate, like credit limit increase. They not finna do that when it comes to Chase because you don't bring in nearly as much as the billionaire there.
So I agree with Kyra. And I was about to say, man, we just really threw a lot at you. So for actionable thing, start with credit union. Start with the credit union. So if you can go to Navy Fed, start with Navy Fed. But get one of those basic cards. Get a Navy Federal card, Capital One or Discover. Get one of those, and then have that 18-year-old open up a bank account with Chase and use it as a savings
You went
account.
out for us. Go this way. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, get one of those entry cards, like a Navy Fed, Capital One, or Discover.
You still
Is
that
it
way. Yeah.
all right? You sure it's not just you?
No, I can
All
hear you.
right. So again, get a Navy Fed, Capital One, or Discover card, and once you have one of those, open up a bank account with Chase and use it as a savings account. And then after a while, then you start getting the products with them once you have more established credit. So that way you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yes, yes.
You said it's me, Scotty. Y'all got some interesting YouTube names. All right. My husband and I are trying to buy a home. His credit is fine and mine is shot, but I'm working on it. He alone qualifies for a $150,000 loan, but the market for that is not the best. Together, we qualify for way more, but like I said, my scores are down. We're trying to decide whether we should go ahead with him alone or be patient until my scores up to par. So, off the top of my head, Karen, tell me, what do you think about that?
I'm gonna say if you are trying to go after your dream home, then I would go ahead and wait. Like you said, if that's not the home or whatever. But if this is going to be just like your first home and y'all going to get another home down the road, then my answer totally differs. But if you want more buying power, especially in today's market, I definitely would say if there's nothing like your lease isn't almost up where you're renting, or if you're already in a home already and you're just trying to upgrade, then I would say be patient and also make sure you are doing those coachings if you are one of the family members. Do your coachings because sometimes there's something we can see that can boost that score to get you to where you need to be a whole lot quicker. The people that come out of the program very quick are the ones that actually utilize those coachings. These, yes, are great, the lives, but when we're keying in on exactly what you got going on, it's a different route that we can tell you something than this broad information that we're able to give everybody.
So I looked it up on Zillow just for Colleen. I can't even find a house for 150K. I'm gonna try to go to like a different area. That's just assuming that y'all are in this area though. Even in Temple. So like Kyra said, if you're focused on your dream home, you should definitely wait. Honestly, I don't want you to have buyer's remorse. Because let's say that you can't get into that house. Say you can't find a house for 150K and it's not what you want, and now you have this commitment, you're going to be upset. When you could have just waited 6 months, or when you could have just waited a year, and to look back like, man, if I would have just waited. So especially if 4 years pass, and you're like, man, if I would have just waited that 1 year, I would have already been in the house that I want for the past 3 years now. Off the top of my head, I would want to say wait, because like you said, it's not too much you're going to get in the market. And even if you do get something, it's probably not going to be in the best area. And
Or what you're wanting. Yeah.
right.
And home buying, like guys, this is a major purchase. So you need to be like this. It ain't something we're renting. Oh, I don't like this place in a year. I can move out. This is a major purchase, and not everybody can be like, oh, I don't like this. Let's go put another down payment on another house. So definitely want to make sure that you're getting what you want. If you're searching yourself and you're seeing that 150 is just not cutting what you actually need, wait a little bit. During this time, actually learn the market. During this time, actually build that profile as strong as you can. Because also during this time, if you're building it, guess what? If they ever say, like, let's say you didn't qualify for a down payment assistant or something like that program, and they was like, okay, it's $5,000 you got to put down. If you have built your credit in that time and went to the coachings, because we do on the spot sometimes, like be like, hey, go ahead and try this card right here. If you had a $15,000 card and you now it's okay. Oh, it's okay. I got 5,000. I can take off this card and get this home. So definitely, if it's not something that you're wanting, wait, wait.
I'm looking at houses for 300,000 and nothing's popping up yet. Like if you look up on Zillow, like the first homes that you see are like 500,000. That's crazy.
And we have a realtor that's on here right now. And yeah, the housing market is crazy right now. So definitely get yourself above par already. Definitely hope that helps. Let's see here. Is it best to use the snowball effect to pay down debt or work on getting them to under 30% first?
So this is a case by case basis. Now, like the whole point of like the snowball method is to once you pay off something, it builds momentum and it also builds confidence and it gets you more excited about paying off the next thing. But sometimes if you pay off the lowest thing, it may not even put a dent. So so let's say you have a debt that's $2,000 and the payment is only $50 a month, but you have another debt that's $4,000 and that payment is $200 a month. That actually it makes more sense to pay off the $4,000 one because now it actually, if you get where I'm coming from, like you're actually putting more money back into your budget when you pay that off. So it's really like a case by case basis. Make it make sense. The debt snowball is one way to do it. And if you feel like well, that's going to be easy for me and I can do it like that, fine. But if you're really trying to get your spending power back, your buying power back, focus on what's going to put the most money back in your pocket every month. That's my take on it. Kyra, my partner might say something totally different.
No, because I'm all about the interest. If I know, let's say that this $2,000 and it's 26% interest, but there's another one that's bigger that's a 2% interest, which one should I be focused on? I want to pay down that one that has the 26% way quicker than I do that one that has 10% or whatever. Just due to the fact now my money is counting, like you said before.
Right. It makes sense. That makes sense. But honestly, there's no best way. It's just so many different strategies. I can well, we just really named like three off top.
Mm-hmm.
We just named three different strategies: the snowball method, the interest method, and then like the payback amount method.
Right. I definitely say if you are needing assistance with that, definitely book a one-on-one so that we can. We have done it before a lot of times for our budgeting program, and it definitely helped this person. They realized that they had like $5,000 that was going out that they did not know anything about. So it saved them. They was like, wait a minute, they didn't realize that they had a lot of money going out. So yeah, we definitely can help you with that, but definitely just do what works for you. If paying off a card makes it feel like, oh, I did something, move on to the next, I definitely say go that route. Whatever's going to keep you motivated. Should I pay off my defaulted school loan in full before May 2022 if I intend to go to school in the fall 2022 and get a new loan? regarding credit age, since I'm working on my credit currently. When it comes to school, that's a different ball game than when it comes to credit. But I definitely want to say, if you are wanting to get another school loan, and if it is like government backed, then you definitely want to make sure you're in a good standing. Otherwise, you will not be able to get another loan. That's government backed. You would have to do private owned. So I would honestly suggest just putting it in a rehab program and then consolidating it, because you just need it to be in good standing. You don't have to have it paid off. You just need your account back in good standing. So get into a rehab program if you have not already, and pay whatever the minimum is, which should be zero right now. And after you make 7 on-time payments, they'll put it back in good standing. Now you can go back to school and get a loan.
My name is Kim Chambers, and I approve this message. Yeah, times I grew when it comes to student loans. So when it's that conversation, I sit back and just sips my water. Any recommendations for mentors for startup or small business owners? Let's credit cleanse mentor one-on-one. We absolutely do.
Yes, yes. Credit cleanse, duh. No. No, when it comes to startup, we don't just do credit, guys. Like, we really meant, we have people now. One is in the trucking industry, um, another real estate, another actually doing a credit repair company. Trying to think all the industries that they're in. One design clothes, right?
Mhm.
One like we have people that's doing a lot. Yes, we mentor them to help them scale their business, help them get to 6 and 7 figures. So yes.
Next question is, what is a CDO? That's a collateralized debt obligation. That is a super, super complex deal. It's basically getting like multiple loans, and then you're taking those, you get multiple loans to get a product in order to take that product and sell to some more investors. You want to talk to a specialist, somebody that does that. We don't do that. Um, I'm not going to say it doesn't make sense because it may in certain circumstances, but for what we do, it's usually more straightforward. If you can't explain it to a 7-year old, you probably shouldn't put your money in. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that at that. If I just got approved for a high limit Navy Federal, should I just add her to that one? It depends. Does she have any other credit cards? So, and this is like going back to the
I
child, right?
think the 18, yeah.
I just got approved. I would actually
No,
get
I
one
would put her
that's,
on an age card.
yeah, get one that has like that's been seasoned a little bit.
Right. It doesn't matter the limit, guys. I understand y'all see a high limit and y'all want to like put them on there, but that it doesn't matter. It's the age of the account. Otherwise, when you add in an authorized user, they're not getting anything really from it. It's still, if it's a new card, you want to add them to a card that's pretty aged.
Right. Now, if you want to do that for the relationship, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense for the relationship. But yeah, like my partner said, you definitely want to get something that's going to have some age on it so they can get the most benefit. Adding on to the question about the card for children, is it a good idea to add them on as an authorized user when they're young? Absolutely. Absolutely. Start them with the authorized user first, especially when they're young, and then allow them to build their own credit cards. And the great thing is that you don't have to have them, they don't have to have access to the physical card.
Right. Right. And also, like that really, imagine like you graduating to in today's world, and They don't just give cards out like that no more. Where
Mm-hmm.
you know how they just used to send them to you? No, they don't do that anymore. But also, a lot of places when it comes to getting a car, or maybe they do want to get a little small house or whatever, they little starter home, whatever. It makes it really hard when they don't have credit at all. And now it's gonna take them time to build it up and so that they're able to get a purchase a vehicle in their own name without having to have a co-signer, get a little place or whatever, and our apartment. It's even hard now to get an apartment when you ain't got no credit at all. You need a co-signer. So if you're wanting to start them right off the back, like great, definitely add them now and let that age that way. By the time they graduate, they already are in the high 700s. By the time they turn 16 or 17, you should be already having where they have their own card. You didn't have them on as an authorized user, but now about 16, 17, get them their own card. So now when they go to these places, they have their own reporting as well as that authorized user account. So even if they pull that information off, they done been building themselves. So it's okay. So yes, go ahead and start them babies off now.
Right. And honestly, just thinking about how children are, when we go through our rebellious stage of like 18, 19, 20, 21, I would be okay with getting my kid a secure card that didn't graduate at that age. So, and here's the reason, because sometimes, we'll get a little crazy and we're not the most financially responsible. But if they have a credit card and the max is only $200, you can always pay that down. Even as a kid, they can go do DoorDash or Lyft or something like that and pay that off. But now it's going to build so much history. I won't be concerned about $200 because worst case scenario, I'll pay it. But if we're talking about like a $5,000 card, now that looks different. It's like, yeah, you might eat that. It's a substantial amount. I'm not about to just drop 5,000 on you being irresponsible, but $200, yeah, just go clean out my car a couple times or something. But yeah, that 18, you're not really worried about credit that much. But I wish I could go back when I was 18.
Heck
I would
yeah.
love, I would love to go back to like 2007. Oh, man. And
Billion.
imagine having a card that old. You know what I mean? Like 2007, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's been like 15 years old right now. Well, if I had started then, I would have a credit card that's 15 years old. Oh man.
Facts.
But speaking of, I want to say, hey, I am proud of y'all. I am so grateful for the parents that are on here that's thinking about their children already. Because I wish that I had somebody thinking about me like that. So I think it's really dope that we are breaking these generational curses and we're taking these leaps and bounds and making sure that our children are living a better life than we did, and also that they understand finances a lot more than we did.
Facts.
I'll give y'all a pat on the back. I can't wait to
Oh,
teach my kids. But
no, I saw a comment in there. Thank you. Said we the real MVPs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we try not to sugarcoat anything and we try to bring it down to where everybody understands it. Because even when we were taught this and getting educated about it and like in books and stuff like this, guys, how they have it in there is just like, okay, why you couldn't just say this, and the third? Why you
right,
had to go all around the bush? But it makes sense because, guys, when you truly understand the power of credit, I'm telling you, doors open all over the place. Is more, way more than a house, is way more than a freaking car with low interest, is way more than some high limit credit card. It is power. Power. I'm going to say in itself. It opens up doors that you thought could not be open. It puts you in front of people that you thought you would never be in front of. Like it does amazing things.
So, I agree. This is nothing to combat what Kyra said. It's actually to add to in conjunction with. You know how we look at like growing up. I grew up not wealthy, so it almost seemed like unfair that some people had like they had the relationships, they had all the money. It's like, man, how are they doing that? And getting into business, we learned that your network is your net worth, right? So whoever you're around, that's pretty much what you're going to do. If you're around some millionaires, you probably at least would be a six-figure person. Even if you're not a millionaire, you will at least be a six-figure person. So now how you should look at credit is Chase is a part of your network now. Capital One is a part of your network now. Navy Federal is a part of your network now. And now these things open up doors. So even if, let's say that you are a janitor and you're making $10, $11 an hour, your job doesn't prevent you from one building credit and getting like hundreds of thousands in credit to put yourself in those circles, like Kyra was saying, to take the proper trainings, to take the trips, to go to where these powwows are. Your job or your walk of life does not restrict you because now you put yourself in a whole nother network. I
Yes, yes.
hope that resonates with y'all. I said those are your rich friends, Them credit
Facts.
card, they're my rich friends.
Now, when
Well,
you in a bind, you ain't gotta call Nate.
you ain't got to call Nate. See? And if Stoney knew, oh, that's crazy. Cal, we need to make a video about this. Stoney, you ain't got to do all of that. If you would have took some of that money from that first bank and came over with credit cleans, you wouldn't have to call Nate. Now look at you.
Right, you would have been straight.
That's funny.
Any other questions out there? Definitely ask away. And that takes us back to, for those of you that's in Credit Cleanse Elite, saying that's why I say it's a powerhouse within itself. Y'all are all like-minded individuals, first off. So you're not going to have somebody that's going to be on there that's downplaying your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, all that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be, because everybody has their own and they're dreaming big. You have to be around others that are dreaming just as big. Otherwise, all they doing is putting their fears on you and saying, hey, you can't do this. So well, I did want to be a millionaire, but now I'm gonna settle now for six figures. Why? Why? If you've been dreaming that you was gonna be hit 1 million, 2 million, why are you lowering it down to six figures? It was put there. It's your dream for a reason. Go after it. That everybody's doing the same thing in that group. So when you put something out to say, hey, I need 1,000 people by this date, it's not far-fetched to them. If anything, it's going to be some people that's going to comment and say, hey, well, have you done this? Have you reached out to this person? Have you reached out to this group? You should check out this. Oh, this is what I did and I got 500. So if you times that by 2, you might get up to 1,000. That's where all that is going to be. But y'all don't utilize that group. I'm telling you.
So Kyra, you said something, but you was being kind of ambiguous.
Yes.
You was like, credit can put you in circles that you never even dreamed of. So like, explain like how you use credit, or explain what people that credit put you around. You can name drop a little bit.
You said I can name drop?
Yeah, like y'all just, what I'm saying, just like talk about what circles it put you in.
Okay, so when we was going through, uh, when we were cleansing our own credit, and we got it up to a point where we had it and we was good and straight and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, we want to do credit more, right? So then I saw Credit Fest. That was 2019. And I was like, nah, That's okay. I don't know nobody that's done. You know what? We can just continue doing what we doing, learning at home and blah, blah, blah. You was like, I already pushed the button. We going. So once we got there, though, we would have never had met. Like Brandon shot me. You got into videography. And he's a guru at that. He's a multimillionaire now. Like we would have never met him, and he gave us some gems. We would have never met like the Derek Harper. We would have never met King Ashley Ann. All of these are multimillionaires and stuff like that. But
So no. So let me go back. So first of all, Tyra did find Credit Fest, right? And it was like so dope. And she was excited about it. But what gave her pause was the price. And it was like $1,200 or $1,300 per ticket. And she was like, I don't know. I'm like, man, like, I think worst come to worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. You just took a trip to Miami. If you don't get nothing else out of it, you took a trip to Miami. But that's probably one of the best financial decisions that we made. So
yes,
he was like, well, you got to go too. So we dropped like $2,600 to go to this conference. And we had to get our own way there and pay for your own hotel and all that good stuff. So when we got there, like she said, we met Derek Harper Sr. We met Brandon Shot Me with the Shooters International Shooters Camp. We met them. We met King Ashley, and we met Marcus Wild Rosier. He's a speaker, he's a pastor, and he's an entrepreneur. Super dope. We met Life Speaks Life. We met Daniel Rosen from Credit Repair Cloud. We met Ty Crandall. Like we met so many like big dogs in it when it comes to our industry. And I don't want to leave anybody out. So who else that you made a relationship with?
The people, L. We can't leave
Yeah,
L.
Miss L. Williams. She's
Yeah.
super dope when it comes, and we actually learned a lot from her when it comes to disputing. She's like fire. It and that one conference. It's not just going to a conference. Like we built relationships. Like I met David Shams. If anybody has watched like the Social Proof podcast, he's really goofy on camera. He's really intense and intimidating in person because he's such a business mind, such a strong entrepreneur. I met so many of the who's who in Atlanta because we went there. That was just we went to Credit Fest. Credit Fest led me to go into Shooters Camp, and Shooters Camp opened the door for me to meet all of these people. It's crazy. Now, that's just when we went together. We're not even talking about when Kyra went to Accelerate 180. And they're like, now they know her. They're like, girl, come over here. Come here. Like, come talk to me. What I've been seeing you. Like, that's crazy when people that you look up to tell you, like, yo, I've been seeing you in these streets. Yo, you've been killing it.
Mm-hmm. And to now, like, people like, okay, everybody's hugged up because these are people that you give autographs to and all this other stuff, like getting autographs from or whatever. So when they actually see you in the crowd and be like, if you don't get over here, why you ain't at this table with us instead of, that type of stuff is like, dang, we have came a long way.
Oh, Tay Sweat.
Yep.
Yeah, make Tay Sweat as well. And then, Kyra found our coach too, like Marcus Blandon. Like, yo, he's that dude. It's crazy when you have access to some of these people. Like I can call Brandon, and if he doesn't call right back, he'll call me back sometime tonight and tell me, hey, King, I just seen your call. What's up, bro? What you got going on? But in his circle, his people, they done met like Rick Ross and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, man, we was at Rick Ross's house and they're showing you videos, meeting the Wall Street Trapper, him 500. King Ashley Ann met Kim Coles. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
Kim Coles was my
same
favorite
here.
actor. That was my favorite person in Living Single. That was my favorite person. In like Imagine.
I'm in the elevator with her. We actually, yes, like it was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been watching this show now. Whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh, you are so goofy to me. And I was like, I'm goofy. You goofy. Like it was crazy. But to have a whole conversation with these type of people, when I say credit changed our life, credit really did change our life because there's no way in here like we still feel like everyday people and to meet all these big people, but I can go out of state and they're like, oh my gosh, your girl Kyra. Like that is crazy to me. Like now I'm like, oh shit. Like y'all know me? Y'all know me? Like But yeah, credit definitely changed our life, and that's what we wanted to do for y'all. Like for us to be able to experience it, we realized like, oh, I want everybody to experience this. I don't want you to feel like you have to, like you meet a big person and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a once in a lifetime, when it could be just the norm, being at those places where they at. And y'all don't realize when they are multimillionaires and billionaires, it's some, I'm gonna say not all are good-hearted people, but the ones that we've came across, they pour into you so much.
Give you so much game, like
Yes,
so
like
so much game.
I, if you're here in Colleen, you know everybody wants to learn something. They keep it to themselves. They don't want the next person to know it, or they start if they're doing a company that's just like yours. All of a sudden, you become competition, and that's why I can't relate to a lot of people because I'm like, I've been around people that are doing what I'm doing, and they saying, "Girl, adjust this. Now take that out. No, add this." And I'm like, dang, y'all telling me, and I'm supposed to be y'all competition, but y'all over here helping me. And that's because they look at it as like, no, we come up together. If you sitting at my table, we all gonna eat. Not one person eat more than the other. So that's how, when y'all say we're giving y'all the sauce, that's the reason. We're around those type of people, so we tend to do the same thing that they're doing. If you're around type of people that is keeping everything, nah, I got $2. Don't ask how I got it. Don't worry about it. Just know I got it. No, them are the people you don't want to be around. And that's why I say like-minded individuals are in that group to help everybody win.
Facts. And we have to get outside of our comfort zone. Like, don't be afraid to travel. Like, credit cleanse isn't just in one city and one state. Like, wow, we all over. We got people in Illinois. We got people in Florida. We got people in
Washington,
Georgia, New
Tennessee.
York, California. You see, we was talking at the same time and we didn't even name the same states. Like, it's crazy. Like, we are out here. So let me tell you about like the power of like connecting with people. So we were in Miami, right? And we on this yacht. So we out in the ocean on this yacht or whatever at this white party and it's dope. And we met this dope couple. Shout out to Rafa and Marilyn. And
Yes.
I remember having a conversation with them. I was like, man, it's like we were talking about business, and it's like, yo, our expenses was like 4K. I'm like, man, our expenses like jumped up to like 4K a month. I'm like, man, it's crazy. And I remember like they were like, yo, that's nothing. My expenses is like 14,000 right now. And I'm like, man, like it seemed like so much until we reached that point. And it's like, yeah, it's easy to spend 14K a month. But had we not, had we not had that experience and what I'm saying, shared those moments and built with them, we wouldn't have got to that next level. So you have to get outside of your comfort zone. The world is bigger than the bubble that you're living in. So if you're in Killeen, go to Atlanta. Go to Atlanta. Go to those conferences. Go to those little meetups. It like I promise you, you'll never be upset that you went to one. Even if you didn't get anything from the speaker, you might meet somebody in the crowd that just adds so much value to your life. It's life changing. So yeah, go to Atlanta, go to Miami, go to California, go to New York. Because guess what? If you are going there with the intent on business, if you're going there with the intent of growing, if you're going there with the intent of leveling up, that means the people that are in that room, everybody's thinking about the same thing. So it's not the same thing as being around your friends and your family members when you're trying to bring them up. You're trying to bring yourself up. That's why you win. So everybody's on that same wavelength. Like, yeah, excuse me, I'm getting excited. But you just you get so much out of those experiences, y'all. You have to do it at least once. I
Mm,
promise you'll see the world different.
yes. Promise. It's crazy how we like light up.
Mm-hmm. I need to be a part of your New Year's resolution. It's like, yo, I'm going to somebody's conference this year, even if I got to save up for it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe you can't go to Texas Roadhouse for a while, save up some of that money that you would have spent and put it towards investing in yourself. Like oh my gosh, it's such a great return. I'm glad that we went. I'm glad that you were just in them Facebook streets like that and we went there. Like that was like the catalyst for everything. And it's
Let's
crazy because some of those people that we used to look up to, now they come to us for help. They're like, "Oh man, y'all done leveled up." Like, hey, how you do this?
see.
How you do that right there?
Facts, facts. Say that you have to get around people that you are trying to build. Like, true, true. If you know it's a place that you want to go, what they always say? Like, you can't expect, like, if somebody ain't never been there, for them to help you to reach that point to get there. You got to be around people they already been there.
Right. So pretty much, like, if nobody's my family has never been a millionaire, then they can't teach me how to become a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever it is. If you never drove a boat, you can't teach me on how to drive a boat. Like, well, I seen a video on it, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Facts. All right, guys. Sorry, do y'all get tired of us ever? If y'all have any questions, please ask away because we will stop and answer them questions. Like I said, we truly want to see y'all winning in these streets.
Oh
And
man, I met a Toonworks and Hellraiser. I used to follow them on YouTube, and then they had a show in Houston, or like an event
hmm
in Houston. And I pulled up and I went and I met them. I took pictures with them. I took pictures for them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dope. It's just you know what I'm saying? Just venturing out. And what's crazy was I used to comment all the time. So when he see me, he's like, "Oh no, you King, what's up, bro?" I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy. You know who I am?"
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Beat
that's
it.
it's crazy. All right, I'm ready to travel. Where we going, y'all?
real, a real talk. Nah, I definitely like it. And sometimes I just have to get away because, like I said, it seems like I don't know if it's just our area or what, but it's not everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody because there is some people that like I have came together with, and we doing great things, helping people get into these homes and everything else. But I am gonna say, like I've noticed when you try to sit down with a person that's in your same industry, they really look at you as competition. I'm like, wait, it's collaboration over everything. Like maybe I can't touch this person. Maybe my personality don't match with that person, but I see that you are able to help them. Why we can't come together and help each other win by helping these other people win? Like what? Why? Because you seen me do this little something. Now I'm your no, no, I don't believe in that. Let's come up together. Let's go. I might I might want you to like I want the type of friends where we eating somewhere. I don't know if y'all seen our reel eating somewhere and everybody is throwing their card, trying to make sure they pay so they can get them points.
In that tax write-off, like, oh, this is tax you right here. It's crazy. Like it is different when you go from being in areas where people are trying to like constantly compete with you because you're doing the same thing, and then you go to people that you would feel like will make you feel insignificant or make you feel small, and they'll like give you so much game. Like we've met people that make what it takes us to make in a year, they make that in a day. Like like crazy, crazy numbers, but they so humble, so kind, so giving. They'll give you all the knowledge in the world. It's like, oh man, I remember this is what helped me get to that 100,000 mark. Oh, this what got me to that $1 million mark. This is what helped me to get to 100,000 in a day. This is what helped me get to 1 million in a day. You're like, yo, that's crazy. Like, why are you even talking to me? It's like, no, I just see you. You got it. You know what I'm saying? You're so close. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. Like, man, that's crazy. This rich person, this wealthy person is giving me so much and it's just being so nice. And then you go back home to people in your area and they feel like just because, like Kyra said, you make $2, that that's gonna take away, you know what I'm saying, whatever is going in their pockets. Like it shouldn't be like that.
Mm-mm. Oh, Lily. Hey, Lily. I didn't know you was on here. Glad to finally be part of the family. Yes, I am happy that you are with us as well. Let's see here. See a question. Do y'all have a DIY program that will keep up with your disputes and timing? Kim, you want to answer that, or you want me to answer it?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm still.
Um,
I'm over here. I'm in
okay.
the. I'm in. The,
So
I'm in
our
the.
DIY program, we took down because we wanted to redo it because we've learned so much more, and we want to make sure that when they get this, like you able to do your dang thing, like really. So right now, no, we don't. But it definitely would be something that be coming out soon.
We definitely can do something custom for you. Like if you know what you're trying to do. Like we have all the individual tools, but not a program that we're comfortable putting out. Um, like the last one, like I said, the last one was just beneath our standards. So we need to revamp that and make it as accurate and efficient as possible. It's accurate, but we want to make it more efficient.
Right. And y'all know we got to go above and beyond. We got to be extra.
That's not what it is. Kyrie extra, y'all. That's what it is. Let's call a spade a spade.
Any other questions? Y'all asked some really good questions tonight. And I want to thank those of you that just tuned in, wanted to listen, share the laughs, and all this other stuff. Like, we really appreciate it.
We do. Any questions?
Yes. Let's see here. Y'all better get to asking questions.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
order
ask
off
them
this.
questions. What those of you that are business owners, why aren't y'all not asking questions? And I just noticed Facebook is kicked in. I don't know how,
I don't know how that is.
but yes, ask them questions. That's what we here for. I definitely want to make sure y'all have the sauce. I'm glad that I said business because I did want to share a gem with y'all. When it comes to your addresses, please make sure that they are the same all the way across the board. I mean, with your articles of incorporation or your certificate of formation. I mean, when it comes down to like even like the address that you have when you get your virtual address, if you don't have a brick and mortar location, your EIN, everything, every document you have with business, make sure it has the correct address on there. I have seen too many people get denied funding just because it didn't match, just because one had the first address they had, and then the other document had their latest address, and they were denied funding because they was like, oh, to them, it looks fishy. We're throwing it out. They don't even look at it. They just noticed the addresses was off and you're automatically denied. This person also could have got 100K
Mm, mm, mm.
right off the bat. So address is very important. If you change it, make sure you change it all the way across the board. Another little titty bit in there is if you spell street out on one paper, spell street out on all your papers.
Uniformity.
This
Always have
we are telling
uniformity.
you from experience. When we started getting into the business credit world, getting business funding, things of that nature, we was like, why the freak are we getting denied? Our stuff is up together. We make this amount. Why are we getting? And that really was. We had drive spelled out on one form and it was DR on another form. And that in their system automatically kicks it out. So please, however you have everything going all the way across the board, make sure it matches.
Virtual office providers. Regis. What was the other ones? Alliance Virtual Office.
Alliance, Opus. Guys, I'm starting to like Opus. You might want to check them out. I like them because that's an account they report to all three of the business bureaus. So if you look up a virtual address like for off of Opus, OPUS, um, they're reporting to all three. So now you had to get that anyway, and it's helping you build business credit. That is a win-win altogether.
Yeah, they separate from the pack.
Yes. And if you're in Killeen, they have an office here.
Definitely separating yourself from the pack.
Right. They have a lot, like all over the big towns and the smaller towns.
It's actually a pretty good revenue model.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a commercial.
Because who would want to stop? Like if you want to be virtual the whole time.
Chastity says somebody just told me about Opus, but I had to get the approval from the credit union. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, nah, I got to check with my people first.
I gotta check with my people. Yes, Opus is really, really good. I'm starting to like them a whole lot more. And their pricing is really affordable. The reason for those of you that don't know, when it comes to the virtual offices, you definitely need to have a virtual office if you don't have an actual brick and mortar. You do not want to put your home address on there. You do not want to put a P.O. box on there. You do not want to get something that's off of iPostal. It flags in their system, and you are automatically, again, denied funding, denied business credit. So please go ahead, take that extra step, pay the $40, 50, whatever it is, and go ahead and get you a virtual office address.
I'm cool. How much we promote them? They need to make us affiliates.
Real.
Real tough. So so look, guys, I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that, but history has shown us when the little guy, when the lower class starts to get access to these type of things, that make the requirements harder. So I could foresee them taking away virtual office option in the future. I could see it. I'm not saying that they are right now, but that's just kind of based on past experiences when it comes to credit, when it comes to business credit. They're going to make it hard for you because they don't want everybody to level up. And also scammers mess it up too. Scammers
Hmm.
do mess it up for everybody. So like while you're able to, yeah, go ahead and get it. Get established now. Even if you know you don't want to start your business, even if you don't have like a solid business plan, at least go ahead and set your business up. And you can definitely reach out to Credit Cleanse, book some coaching calls, guys, so we can help you set this stuff up. That way you can be building the business credit while you decide what you ultimately want to do.
Right. And if you know off top that you're not going to have a brick and mortar location, then you know you're going to need a virtual address. You can get that before you file your LLC or your S corp or whatever it is that you're filing. You can get that. That way now that is the address that you're going to be putting on all your documents, and you don't have to go amend anything. But again, guys, that's why it pays to have a mentor or a coach.
Facts. So you ain't got to find everything on your own. So, guys, do we have any more questions before we let y'all go? Any more questions? We need to switch to our virtual office. You need to do it ASAP. Do it ASAP.
Yes, and make sure amend across the board. No PO box. No I. Some people like to promote iPostal. Guys, iPostal is too up in the air. It's a hit or miss. They'll be like, "Oh, I got funding with them. I got business credit with them. I didn't get denied." But you're gonna get to a point like maybe you don't need the same type of accounts they do. Everybody's in a different industry. So what if it's the account that you needed and now everybody's denying you there? So why not do it right at the beginning so you don't have to go backtrack and try to figure out what's going on before you can get scale your business, grow. So do it right.
Facts. Yeah,
Mhm.
so basically, yeah, if they can't replicate those actions over and over for people, then it's like it's not solid. Then. Yeah, it's not solid.
All right.
All
Um,
right, family. We appreciate y'all pulling up on us. Feel free to ask any questions. I don't know if anybody have anything else, but if
Yep,
y'all
we'll let
don't,
it roll.
but if y'all don't have any questions, we do appreciate y'all pulling up on us and dealing with us with these technical difficulties. Facebook ain't want us to be great.
Yes, yes, yes. And as y'all know, we are here to help y'all. Of course. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Thanks as always. Thanks for always pulling up.
Facts. If you found this information helpful at all, it was entertaining, edutaining, all of that, just go ahead and show us some love. Show us a little bit of love. Show us some love. Let them hearts fly, baby.
Look at that. The devil did not win today. You tried. You tried
Mm-hmm. You tried it. You shot your shot.
it. And thank y'all for the hearts. Thank y'all for the love. But again, I'm your girl Kyra,
And I'm your bro King.
and we are Credit Cleanse.
Yes, we are.
Later.